Today we are discussing integers, okay? Integers are positive and negative whole numbers. So we've talked about whole numbers before. They are your counting numbers, and they include zero. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 42, 98, 157. Okay, those are all of your whole numbers, and they're all positive. Now, integers includes whole numbers and the negatives of those. So integers are your positive and your negative whole numbers. So -2, -19, -78, -463 will all be integers, okay? So the number 2 is not only a whole number, it is also an integer. Okay, so your whole numbers are both whole numbers and integers. Okay, so integers again are positive and negative whole numbers. Now, we can use integers to represent lots of real world situations. Okay, and we're going to take a look at a couple right now. So it says the model of the airplane is 30 feet above ground. Okay, above is going to be a word that would indicate a positive integer. Okay, so we would use the number 30 to represent that. Okay, this next one, a hiker descended 40 feet into the cave. So descended would be a word that represents a negative. Descended means to go down. So that would be a negative 40 feet. Okay. Then we have at the zoo, 4 penguins were added to the new exhibit. So again, that word added would indicate positive. So we're adding 4 penguins. Okay. A diver is 23 feet below sea level. That would indicate a -23. Okay. Now, also in each of these situations, if we are looking at what that number 0 would represent, okay, so a model airplane is 30 feet above ground. Well, then 0 would be ground level, okay? A hiker descended 40 feet into the cave. So 0 would be the top of the cave, okay? A the zoo at uh, 4 penguins were added to the new exhibit. So 0 in this case would actually be the current number of penguins. All right, because that's where we started, right? Is the current number of penguins. Okay. And then a diver is 23 feet below sea level, which means that 0 would be sea level itself. And you will see that one a lot. Okay. Sea level being 0 is very common. Okay. When we're talking about temperature, 0 degrees would be your 0. If you're talking about um, test questions, 0 questions correct would be your 0, things like that, okay? Okay, now we're going to look at how to plot these points on a number line, okay? So if I have -3 on my number line, our number lines, we have 0 in the middle, and then as we go to the right, our numbers increase. Okay, and that is true no matter where you start on that number line. As we go to the right, our numbers increase. Now, as we go to the left, our numbers decrease. Okay, so when we're at 0 and we go in the negative direction, these numbers are getting smaller. This means that -5 is smaller than -1. Okay, I like to think about this as money. If you would you rather owe your mom $1 or would you rather owe her 5? Well, you'd rather owe her 5 because that means more money for you, right? Okay. So if you owe her 5, that means you owe her more money, which means you're poorer. Okay. So sometimes that helps me think about how to relate those numbers to each other. But as we get further from 0, it becomes smaller and smaller. So if we have -3, that means we start at 0 and we go in the negative direction 3, and we're going to plot that right there. Okay? And then -1 would be here, and +4 would be here. Okay, and then we have -6 on this one, -3. Again, those are to the left of 0 and 0. Okay, you can try those other ones if you would like.